Welcome to Smart Stock Watch, your go-to channel for in-depth financial analysis. Today is October 24th, 2024, and we're diving into the third quarter earnings report of First Citizens Bancshares. Joining us is John, senior analyst from Smart Stock Watch. John, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. First Citizens Bancshares, a top 20 U.S. financial institution, has just released its Q3 2024 earnings report. The company, known for its strong legacy and stability, continues to show resilience in the current economic climate.
Revenue and profitability overview. And let's start with the bottom line. First Citizens reported a net income of $639 million for the third quarter. How does this compare to previous quarters, John?
Well, the net income of $639 million is a decrease from the $707 million reported in the second quarter of 2024. The earnings per share also saw a decline to $43.42 from $47.54. However, it's important to note that the company repurchased over 350,000 shares for $700 million, which is a significant move under their repurchase plan.
That's interesting. What about the adjusted figures?
Adjusted net income was $675 million, down from $755 million in the previous quarter. The adjusted earnings per share also decreased to $45.87 from $50.87. These adjustments account for acquisition-related expenses and other notable items.
Net interest income and margin. Moving on to net interest income. First Citizens reported $1.80 billion for the quarter. How does this figure reflect on their financial health?
The net interest income saw a slight decrease of $25 million from the previous quarter. This was primarily due to a $33 million increase in interest expense, which was partially offset by an $8 million increase in interest income. The net interest margin also decreased to 3.53% from 3.64%.
What contributed to the changes in interest income and expenses?
The increase in interest income was driven by higher interest on investment securities and loans. However, the interest expense rose mainly due to growth in money market deposits and savings deposits, which impacted the overall net interest margin.
Non-interest income and expense. Let's discuss non-interest income and expenses. What are the highlights here?
Non-interest income increased by $11 million to $650 million, thanks to gains on marketable equity securities. However, non-interest expenses rose significantly by $70 million to $1.46 billion, driven by higher salaries and professional fees.
What factors contributed to the rise in expenses?
The increase in salaries was due to an additional working day, staff additions, and incentive accruals. Professional fees went up as the company enhanced its regulatory compliance capabilities.
Balance sheet and credit quality. How does the balance sheet look for First Citizens this quarter?
Loans and leases totaled $138.70 billion, showing a slight decline, while deposits increased to $151.57 billion. The provision for credit losses rose to $117 million, reflecting an increase in net charge-offs, particularly in the real estate finance and equipment finance portfolios.
What about credit quality?
Non-accrual loans increased to $1.24 billion, indicating some pressure in the SVB commercial segment. However, the allowance for loan and lease losses remains robust at $1.68 billion.
Capital and liquidity. Finally, let's touch on capital and liquidity. How is First Citizens positioned?
The capital ratios are well above regulatory requirements, with a strong liquidity position of $58.36 billion. The company also paid a dividend of $1.64 per share and repurchased 2.61% of its Class A shares, indicating a solid capital management strategy.
That's reassuring for investors. Any final thoughts?
First Citizens continues to demonstrate financial strength and resilience, despite some challenges in the current economic environment. Their strategic initiatives and strong capital position make them a company to watch.
Key takeaways. In summary, First Citizens Bank shares has shown a solid performance in Q3 2024 with strong capital and liquidity positions. Despite some declines in net income and earnings per share, the company's strategic initiatives and share repurchase program highlight its commitment to shareholder value. Thank you for joining us, John.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure discussing First Citizens' performance.
Thank you for watching Smart Stock Watch. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more financial insights. We'd love to hear your thoughts on First Citizens' performance in the comments below. Until next time,